Theoretically, and even much more paranoid conspiratorial phone call interview, the art director, part 3. Hi, I am Jorge Villacorta. I work as an art director in a movie, theoretically, and even much more paranoid conspiratorial phone call. I was explaining why this movie is amazing in the sense of, in a particular sense. This is the third part of our interview, and I was already saying was the second segment finished when I was explaining that commercial art favors a particular style called realistic because they are trying to appeal to the lower standard of perception. That lower standard of perception is the one obtained in daily life, where you need to identify the objects and where you share a social space with other people, and you may differentiate among different people what they are wearing, how they behave, how they sit, how they move their head, what kind of haircut they have, is there the characteristics of their hands. All that indicates the social position. Okay, but that way, that but that kind of art only helps you to relate to other people in a daily experience. There are other kind of art that is not giving you that kind of experience, but a different one. So what I am saying is that the petit bourgeois, the little bourgeoisie, this sector that have little economic capital, but probably, and that learns or earns is cultural capital by reading, by studying, or by traveling with efforts, or by visiting museums instead of having their own collection. Okay, all those differences, that little segment of society may create its own art style that is not promoting the same things that the other art styles. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that in Europe, this social position created a particular production with that can be classified as abstract, with different levels of abstraction. But the main point here is that if that happened 220 years ago, or less, or a bit more, it arrives to us, well, and to us, I'm not talking the United States, but in countries like Latin America or Peru, it arrives progressively, but not instantly, and helps to create a different consciousness. And the same happened in the United States, because when artists like Salvador Dali, Miro, and another artist whose name I don't remember right now, arrived into the United States, at least their artwork, it was not well received. It was received with strangeness. The people would say, what the heck is this? What is this? Okay, so the people was not the people. The people that go to the museums, that read the newspapers, that pays a bit of attention to what art may be, didn't understand what it was, or wasn't ready because their schemes of perception were not developed to look for particular traits inside these paintings. So, what I'm saying is that the most similar production in the United States in the field of art and even movies may have been that one by Andy Warhol, because he had his factory where he would make his homemade movies with his friends, and he would use many techniques that were not used in commercial movies. For example, he would develop a scene, and instead of focusing on the whole scene and showing what was that subject, he would look at whatever he wanted, and the camera would follow other thing, and there wouldn't be paying attention to the story. That's a way of using the camera. Commercial art doesn't use that. I mean, movies as entertainment. Other possibilities, yes, long takes. My point is that where there isn't a big capital that wants to promote a particular kind of perception, there is the possibility of making movies that differentiate themselves from those mainstream productions through a variety of characteristics that develop a different style, a different discourse, if you want. So that's extremely exciting. What happened then was that this production created by the little bourgeoisie, by the petit bourgeoisie, by the petit bourgeois, was used to fight the general perception, because the Soviet Union would promote socialist realism, and the population of the United States could understand socialist realism because it's a social way of looking at other people. But what the CIA is what, forget about the CIA. The main point is not the CIA, but the habitus, the social segment, the social extraction behind the CIA in the United States that was promoting abstract art because it cannot be used as communist propaganda, and because it couldn't be used, it couldn't be understood by most of the population. So this particular habitus, the social extraction behind institutions like the Museum of Modern Art, the Department of State, I'm talking about the United States, behind the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, ATC. Well, what do I mean by ATC? I mean that these tools of power have positions occupied by people who have the economic and cultural capital and social and symbolic that is necessary, and usually they are in a particular position. So my point is that most of the people couldn't understand modern art because it has their particular rules. So there were two wars, one against a different country and one against the population of the United States. In fact, one war, because The Soviets would say all the